I find it curious that women get so upset about the biological fact that most men prefer women in their younger years.
A quick question. Where are we meeting the men that actually want to date and be in a relationship? Because it's not the dating apps. It's not.
Do you know what's offensive? Dating apps in your 30s.
Get ready to watch women discovering, too late, the harsh reality of modern relationships. The game has changed. And now, who's ready to deal with the consequences? And the most curious part? They help build this chaos. And now they can't stand living in it.
I find it curious that women get so upset about the biological fact that most men prefer women in their younger years, mainly due to fertility, low body count, and just general attraction. When I knew countless women at the age of 19, 20 who dated 30, 35 plus men while they were young, and then all of a sudden they get to be 30, 35, and now all of a sudden they disagree with it, saying it's creepy. I find that it's more just an insecurity factor and the fact that they are no longer that young and now they see those women as competition, which is sad because in reality, most of my videos are really to teach younger women to choose better in their 20s. If you are in your 30s and still single, that is no reason to hate on the younger generation or hate on the men that prefer them and by calling them creepy or even words that I'm not even going to use here. Innately, I have always known this. My husband is 7+ years older than me, and I did that for a reason. And he did that for a reason. At the age of 37 when we met, he knew he wanted a family. He's not going to go find another 37-year-old hoping by the grace of God or with fertility treatments that they could have a baby. I'm not hating on women. We just need to understand both sides. Men have every right to choose their preferences just as women do. For example, nobody wants to date a short, broke man.
This is one of the few who at least acknowledges reality. And look at the drama. When they are young, they think they own the world, they date older men, enjoy the advantages. But when time passes and they are no longer the most desired ones, the narrative changes. Suddenly a man who prefers a younger woman is creepy, insecure, problematic. No, sweetheart, that's called biology. The man who wants to build a family, who thinks about legacy, will look where the odds are better. This is not sexism, it's pragmatism. And you know what's sad? You knew this all along, but chose to ignore it. Now, the market doesn't forgive.
A quick question. Where are we meeting the men that actually want to date and be in a relationship? Because it's not the dating apps. It's not. It's not the coffee shops. I've been trying that. I've been trying that for a while now. Definitely not the bars. Not at my age, because they're all like 21, 22. So they definitely don't want to be in a relationship. And I definitely do not want to be a cougar. Nothing wrong with that. Just not my type. I, again, tend to go about 8 to 10 years older than me. I found out even those don't want to date for a relationship. Even they are still figuring things out. Yeah, they are. So where are we meeting the ones that want to date and be in a relationship? That want to date to eventually get into a relationship. That are dating to see if we're compatible for a relationship, not other things. No. I need to know because I have yet to find them. And I've been looking, so maybe I should stop looking. I don't know. But if you know, please let me know. Help your girl out. Where are we meeting the good men? Where are we meeting the men that actually want to be in a real relationship? Let me know.
Straight answer, they got tired of the game. While you were experimenting or living, finding yourself, the serious men gave up. The few who are left are extremely selective. And yes, many of them prefer younger women. Remember the first video? The dating market turned into a minefield, and the blame is collective. Those who treated relationships like a product now complain about the emptiness.
So I don't know if anybody else is struggling with this, but on every date that I've been on recently, I find out that these guys are extreme conservative MAGA guys. And that might not be posted on their apps or their prompts, or you might not know that going in. And then I find out, and it's a big problem for me because I've been having these guys tell me that they have a lack or inability to have empathy for masses that don't directly affect them. I had a guy tell me last night that he doesn't care about people personally that are not in his life, or and it doesn't affect him. Like if it doesn't affect him, then he doesn't care about it. And that really bothered me because I've had a lot of guys these days like tell me that they don't feel empathy for people of different socioeconomic statuses or going through different problems. And I think this was really heavily related to the ICE raids and lack of empathy for people losing their families and losing their lives over these things. So as a progressive person, but also as a person who really tries to care about other people in her community, I find it a huge struggle these days to date amongst the rise of Trumpism and conservatism in young men.
This one is classic. She helped build a world where men had to deconstruct masculinity, be sensitive, have universal empathy. But now, she gets scared when men who still have a backbone, who prioritize their family, their life, and don't waste their time saving the entire planet, show up. Sweetheart, that's called a real man. He won't put random causes above his own home. And you know why it's hard to find a man who is progressive, sensitive, and masculine at the same time? Because that figure doesn't exist. He's either strong and protective or weak and easily manipulated.
If they wanted to, they would. Except that's not necessarily true, is it? Because there are a lot of reasons why people don't. You know, fear of rejection, vulnerability, insecurity. These are all issues I feel like that could be worked through with simple communication. People are so afraid of being vulnerable these days because somebody from the past has burnt them. And instead of working through these issues that they developed from being burnt, they stumble through life projecting on these issues onto other people and creating these dysfunctional relationships with other people. And I genuinely believe that's why I have such a hard time accepting no response as a response at times, is because there's a reason, and I want to get to the bottom of it, and I want to work through it because I've been there. But people are just too afraid of simple communication, which ultimately leads to this fear of commitment, is what it all boils down to. It's a hard time to date in 2025.
Interesting. She sees part of the problem. People afraid of vulnerability, of opening up, but she doesn't realize this fear comes from a completely volatile and superficial market. Relationships became disposable. No one trusts anyone. The famous ghosting, the games, the dating apps, all of this created an emotionally traumatized generation. And now, even those who want something serious can't trust. The chaos was created, and now no one knows how to get out of it.
Do you know what's offensive? Dating apps in your 30s. Do you know what's more offensive? When the people in your life who are in relationships or married or dating look at you with pity and they say, just keep trying, your time's coming, it'll happen when you least expect it, just get out there and meet people. No. Have you been on Hinge lately? Have you been on Hinge in 2025? If the answer is no, you are not allowed to give me your opinion. Like, I'm 31, and this whole meeting people organically out and about thing, I just don't think it exists anymore. I don't think people communicate in person. So we've been trying the dating apps. Let's start by Hinge. Offensive. The most offensive thing is when the little prompt comes up on Hinge and it says, we think you two are the most compatible, and then you see who they're thinking you're compatible with. I'm like, that's what I'm bringing in? So it's a me issue. And then we have Tinder. Tinder is only good if you're overseas and you're in Europe. And that's really if you want to hook up with a hot European man. They are very sexy. But like in America, you're going to get kidnapped and you won't be alive if you go on Tinder. And then we have Bumble. Bumble's a lot of work. I don't like to do all the work. I feel like I have to do so much work in my real life as a girl. No, I don't want to message you. I'm sorry. And last but not least, we have this magical app called Raya, which is like very exclusive. All the people not on Raya, they want to be on Raya. Let me tell you, no, you don't. You don't want to be on Raya. They're matching you with people in Dubai, people in freaking Australia, people in Europe. No one where you live. And then if you do come across someone where you actually live and you do match with them, no one speaks. No one speaks. And if you do match with someone and you message them and they respond, or vice versa, you're never going to meet up. Raya is not for that. Raya is to see what famous person you come across, see if you can match with them. Maybe you'll hook up with them and have a good story, and that's that. And welcome to dating in 2025. So if you're not on a dating app, congratulations. Life is great. Do not give me your opinion.
This one is the perfect picture of what modern feminists don't tell you. The dating market is cruel for women over 30, and even more cruel if you want a serious relationship. The apps are not for finding a husband. The meet someone naturally thing doesn't work because culture killed healthy flirting, killed safe social environments. The result? Frustration. Worse, the same ones who defended freedom, empowerment, happy, single life. Now hate being single at 31, 32, 35 years old. But the game doesn't rewind, sweetheart. The bill is here.
I immediately have no respect for somebody's relationship if I find out that it's an on and off relationship. I feel bad saying this because it seems like apathetic, but I've seen on and off relationships several times up close because my friends have been in them before. I've never been in one myself. I guess this is like a grain of salt situation. Like, I've never been in this situation personally, but also it's a decision that you make. I've chose to never be around someone that would put me in that situation, and I've never put somebody else in that situation either. The thing about breaking up is if you genuinely believe in your heart that you are never going to get back together with this person, that's not on and off. On and off is when you are breaking up with someone or someone is breaking up with you and you know you're going to get back together eventually. Like, hang on. There is only ever two circumstances why you would break up with someone and you know you're going to get back together with them. The first is because you're desperate for attention and it's a plea for just any kind of attention whatsoever from the other person. And that's typically in a situation where care and attention is being withheld from you. So like, that sucks. Like, the grounds to set you up to break up with someone for attention, that sucks. But being desperate in itself also sucks. And the second situation is to punish somebody and be manipulative. Like, oh, I don't like that you don't have your location on, so I'm going to break up with you. If one of my friends broke up with their partner and genuinely thought that they were not going to get back together, that would not be an on and off situation if they were to get back together. But if you are either doing the on and off yourself or settling for someone who's on and off with you in 2025, please get up and go find an adult relationship somewhere else. Or better yet, find a relationship with yourself where you can establish morals and standards as to not accept behavior and treatment like that. Please, like, it's not that hard, I promise. I would like to enter into evidence my anecdotal experience from dating my boyfriend for over 3 years now. I started dating him when I was 16 and I'm 20 years old now. So we've been together for a really long time. We did long distance for a year. He's seen me at my worst and my best, vice versa. Like, I watched him literally heal from a very intense surgery in December, and like, every single day I feel like I get closer to him, and that doesn't come without fights. We have had so many arguments. Like, both of us have done just like really stupid stuff. And breaking up has never once been on the table. That's never been the solution. Like, I don't understand how you can genuinely claim to care about somebody and be like, oh, I guess you don't want to be with me because you didn't hang out with me on boys' night. Like, you chose to hang out with your friends over me, so I guess we should just break up. That's the kind of desperation that like reeks. Like, it smells horrible. I'm not trying to be rude, but please, like, I'm so sick of seeing this. No. It is a choice, and that is why I feel like it's completely moral and acceptable for me to call this out, because like, people are choosing to do this. You are either the person doing the breaking up or you are settling for someone that does not care about you. People that do that to you cannot care about you. By the way, guys, there is someone out there that will not be on and off about you. They will be sure about how much they love you. Anyways, I love you. God loves you so much more, and have a blessed day. Bye.
Finally, someone who understands the basics. Emotional stability, firm commitment, adult relationships. But pay attention. She started dating at 16, stayed 3-4 years in the same relationship. Meanwhile, most of her generation is living the famous on and off, breakup, get back together drama, emotional manipulation. That's not love. That's childish games. The problem? This generation confused freedom with emotional irresponsibility. Now, they reap insecurity, distrust, and disposable relationships. Conclusion. The chaos in modern relationships didn't fall from the sky. It was built brick by brick. The good news? It's possible to rescue values. The bad news? Those who took too long to wake up may already be out of the market. Nature doesn't negotiate, and time doesn't forgive.